Okay, I'm making some hot peanuts this morning, and these are delicious. I've been making them for about a year now. It's so much cheaper than buying them by the little package. They're better than the ones in the store. I found the recipe on Pinterest, and I can pin it below in the comments. But look how wonderful they look. And you just use cocktail peanuts and some canola oil. You bring them to a good heat. Be careful because they're easy to burn. But they've got chili powder, cayenne, and garlic salt. And they are yummy. So I just buy the big container of cocktail peanuts. And in the pan there I have about half the container. I use a big skillet, double the recipe, and do about half of a big container at a time. I believe it's, yep, 35 ounces or a 2-pound, 3-ounce container. They last a good while. I use these on my salads as a garnishment. My husband takes them on the road with him and eats them for snacks. It's a good protein snack. And like I said, they taste good. So I got it on medium heat. Don't put it on high because you'll burn them. And it is possible to burn them on medium heat because I have done that before. And then once you get them to a heat, then we're going to pour them out on a pan with a paper towel so that they can dry. Give them a little shake so that they spread out into a single layer. And then we just let them dry for an hour or so. And then we put them in jars. And we just put our little jar on our little tool turnabout there, or on our little turnabout on the middle of the bar. And when we want some peanuts, we just go get us a few. Hope you've enjoyed this video. And hope you will try this because it's really amazing if you like hot peanuts. Okay, I got my peanuts finished, and I decided to come sit outside. It's already 90 degrees, and it's only 10:30 in the morning, but that's the deep south for you. But next week, I'm not going to be able to sit outside at all because it's going to be in the low 100s every day with very high heat indexes, and I'm dreading it, but I honestly would rather it be hot than freezing cold. Although I do like cold weather, but not for sitting outside. And I do like to spend time outside. I went ahead and mowed the yard yesterday because we're actually going to the Watermelon Festival this weekend, and I didn't want to have to be worried about my yard while I was gone. It's drying up. I may not even have to mow it next week if it gets that hot because there's no rain predicted, and we haven't had rain for a couple of weeks now. So the yard's getting pretty dry. But we did get it mowed yesterday, and we are going to the Watermelon Festival tomorrow, and it's going to be hot, so I'm going to have to wear sunscreen and wear a hat and all that good stuff, but hopefully we'll have a good time. Sunday, we're going to be putting a little bit of sheetrock up in the hallway and in the bedroom, and we're going to be getting our shiplap for our accent wall in our bedroom. We're going to be getting it ordered because they don't carry the 16-foot primed shiplap in the hardware store, the local hardware store. And they will deliver for $35, whereas if we get it through Home Depot, who does carry it, they charge a lot more to deliver because I'm an hour out of town. And we're not ready for it yet, so we're just going to go order it, and by the time it gets in and they deliver it, then we will be ready for it. So sheetrock this weekend. Might do a little bit of flooring, pull the flooring on through the hallway and start pulling it into the bedroom. But for sure we're going to do sheetrock on Sunday. May go to church on Sunday. Not sure. Like, I have to take my time when I can get it, because first of all, I'm supposed to start back to school with my job teaching. But I'm also starting, I'm in D&P school, as you know, and I'm also starting my next class on August the 21st. And my husband and I only get to do things on the weekend as far as renovations, because he works during the week. And in the summer, I do little things to help with reno. I've like pulled paneling off the walls and done stuff like that on my own. But I can't hang sheetrock. I mean, I probably could, but I don't want to experiment on my own house. And I can't afford to mess it up if I cut it wrong or whatever. So I always wait on him to do stuff like that, because I don't want to mess it up. Now I'm learning, and I might get to the point eventually to where I feel comfortable doing that during the week while he's at work. But right now I don't. So I'm trying to wait on him for that, and so it's just a slow go. Of course, we had big plans when we bought my mom's house and moved in it, and we were going to just do it all at one time. And then he lost his job in the solar field, and was out of work for 4 months. Finally went back to work. Has a great job now with a great boss that treats him right, and he gets to be home now instead of on the road for months at a time. But we have limited time to where we can do renovations. And he's going to retire in a couple of years, and we just didn't want to take on a big loan right now. So we're doing one room at a time, and that's just the way it is. Now, when we get to the main part of the house, we're probably going to hire that out to be done. Just because it's the kitchen area and the living area, and we don't have time to just do weekend with that. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll probably be doing a little extra work, maybe even take a travel assignment in the summer next year, possibly, to make enough money to do the kitchen. But as far as the rest goes, we're going to be trugging along and doing weekend stuff. Once we get through with the master, we're going to do the craft room, and then we can get all our stuff out of storage. So we're excited about that. Utility room will come after that, with the third bathroom back there. We are doing that ourselves as well. And then the kitchen, living room, den for your area. We will help with that, but we are going to hire a contractor, because we need custom cabinets. And we did redo our entire kitchen in our home when we lived in North Carolina. But it took us 3 months just to do the kitchen. And it was a smaller kitchen than what we have now. And we don't have that time. And with Mama living here with us, and me working and Jay working, it's just going to work better if we hire somebody to do that. So maybe next year sometime, later in the year, or even the beginning of the following year, in 25, maybe we'll finally be done with the house, and then on the inside. And then I have plans for the outside as well, which includes adding a couple of porches and doing some lime washing on the brick, getting a different trim color, and actually painting the windows. I found out that there's a special paint that you can buy for these aluminum or whatever kind of windows these are, that you can actually paint those. And I want to paint those because these windows were just replaced in 2012, when they had the big hailstorm. And these windows are fine. They're energy efficient. They're just a beige color. And you can probably see one in the background here. I want black windows. And I don't want to go to the expense of buying black windows, but I have a friend that just painted his windows a few years ago, and he told me about this paint that they have that is made for this, and then it won't peel off and it'll stay on there. So that is what I'm going to do with my windows to save money. I can paint them myself, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. We want to eventually replace the roof, but we know eventually that, that's my sister-in-law that just passed by. We know eventually that we'll get a hailstorm. It always happens. We get tornadoes all through the summer, every summer, and we'll eventually get hail damage on our roof. Our roof's not that old. It's only 11 years old this year, I think. It's a 30-year roof. But I really want a metal roof, and I can't afford one unless I get hail damage. So I know it's odd, and I don't want any limbs on the house or none of that, but I really would not be hurt or have my feelings hurt if I got some hail on my roof and got hail damage, because I really want to replace this roof with a metal roof, and then I don't have to worry about replacing it anymore. I'll be dead before that 50-year warranty or whatever runs out on it. And I know somebody who does roofing and does a good job, because I know if you don't put those metal roofs on correctly, they will leak. So you want to make sure you always get somebody who knows what they're doing to do it. I did put a metal roof on my house in North Carolina when we remodeled it. But I really want a metal roof, and so I'm going to be saving money in case it doesn't hail, but I'm pretty confident that at some point it will hail before time to replace my roof again. But anyway, I just wanted to chat with y'all and tell you what was going on. It's hot as the dickens out here. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sweating a little bit. And I'm sitting in the shade, and the sun's on the other side of the house. But that's what we're doing. So be watching for my video on the Watermelon Festival. I'll be posting it soon. And hopefully that'll be fun. I didn't even know the I didn't know the Watermelon Festival existed. I lived in this house until I was like 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. Whenever I started nursing, I moved to the city where my job was. But I lived here a long time. And then I lived an hour from here, which is about 30 minutes from where the Watermelon Festival is. And I didn't even know they had one, and apparently it's been going on since 1968. So hopefully we're going to have a good time, and I can share that with you. Have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later.